And as we know, this is a very educative, very interactive, very entertaining program. It comes to your doorstep, your room, your cars, wherever you are. As long as you're tuned on to the dial of 90.3 FM VOP, you'll be hearing the voice. True, they call us Glasgow's members, but we try to bring you everything happening within the maritime
sector
and blue economy sector.
Yeah.
My name is Prince Chinaka, and I'm with
Daily Utomi. Ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to the program today. Of course, as usual, we have a load of information to give out today. A review of the issues that made the news in the course of the week, and a whole lot of discussion. Of course, this is an audience participatory program. We want you to call in when the time comes. We'll read out the numbers, and of course, it will be part of the program. You're welcome to the program, The Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. This is the Maritime and Border Show.
Yes, unfortunately, our guest couldn't make it today. She's bereaved. She just called us this morning to say she's bereaved. We send our heartfelt condolences to her and her family.
Mrs. Rollins McFoy, who's supposed to be here today, suddenly, as she was on her way, she sent us a message that she's bereaved. She lost somebody dear to her, and she won't be able to make it here. Quite understandable. We wish the family the fortitude to bear the loss, and the soul of the dearly departed be rest in the bosom of the Lord.
Amen. Any which way, the show must continue.
Of course.
All right, so let us get down to, we'll start with what the events and the things that happened.
In the course of the week. Yes. Sure.
So, because a lot has happened. We hear that NCMDLCA pledges support for national single window ahead of March 2026 rollout. The National Council of Managing Directors of Licensed Custom Agents has pledged its readiness and full support for the implementation of the National Single Window project, scheduled to commence in March 2026. An official statement signed by the National President of the Council, Chief Ifeanyi Anakweze, which was made available to our correspondent, disclosed that the Council has commenced strategic mobilization and sensitization of its members across various zones in anticipation of the official takeoff. The Council, which comprises mostly managing directors of licensed custom agencies, described the National Single Window as a one-stop shop platform in freight forwarding and operations that has the capacity to reduce cargo clearance time to 48 hours if all stakeholders perform their roles without encumbrances. The digital platform will eliminate person-to-person contact in cargo processing procedures, thereby reducing corruption and promoting transparency within the system. The association noted that these incentives form part of the expected benefits the National Single Window Program would bring to industry operators. While acknowledging possible challenges such as portal functionality, network stability, and sabotage concerns, the association expressed confidence that the promoters of the project would address such issues effectively. The association therefore called on freight forwarders and its entire membership nationwide to embrace the initiative, stressing that the project will facilitate trade and significantly enhance cargo clearance efficiency at the nation's ports. Well, we've been talking about this single window, and I think what is making it so stand out is the fact that it will reduce the time for clearing of goods from the ports. I mean, if the goods are cleared within 48 hours, I'm telling you, nobody will pay demurrage anymore. And that is what people want, It will lead to efficiency, it will boost trade, and also boost government revenue. And a lot of all this carrying of paperwork will be reduced. I mean, kudos to the Nigerian customs. It's not been easy, but I believe it's achievable, and that's why we're calling on everyone. I'm happy that a lot of stakeholders have been invited. Meetings are going on, education is going on, awareness is going on, sensitization is going on. So we hope that at the end of the day, we'll have a system that every one of us can be proud of.
Yeah, the National Single Window Project. Fortunately, it's the major topic of the day, the National Single Window Project. How sensitized our stakeholders as commencement becomes imminent. Of course, it's starting on the 27th of this month. This is a laudable project. Like the National Council of Managing Directors of Licensed Customs Agents weighed in on the matter of its workability and its the efficiency that it will provide within the sector. It's good that those who are really the major stakeholders who will really be part of who use this project, or rather this platform, weighing in and giving some positive comments on it all. Of course, you said something about sensitization. Of course, it is going on, but I still think to a large extent that a whole lot of stakeholders are still left out. And I'm wondering if the next 27 days will be enough for everybody to be touched. I mean, in terms of, getting them to understand fully what it is all about. Like you said, of course, it's going to cut costs. It's going to cut time wasted. It's going to cut the amount of effort you have to put into clear your goods within the ports. It's going to, make the cargo clearing process more efficient, and predictability will be enhanced. It's a whole lot of ops for it. Like I said, they need to continue to sensitize people about what it's all about.
Yeah, I was thinking that in as much as you're having stakeholders meetings, I think that the Nigerian custom needs to do more in terms of publicity. They should have jingles. They should have some adverts on TV, in a local
dialect,
because quite a number of people will not understand all the
grammar, the jargon.
Yes, and also the fact that the people must also be prepared for glitches. It should be expected. Glitches, trying to have a synergy. With
a new technology being deployed. Of course, will come with some kind of teething problem.
What I'm trying to draw government's attention, or the Nigerian Customs Service attention to, including the Nigerian Shippers Council, who is the regulator, is to ensure that when these glitches occur, the shipping lines will not hold
Nigerians to ransom.
Ransom, yes, and the terminal operators, because they would not want to know that the fault is not from the agents, and then they always want to collect their demurrage. So I think government should consider that.
You have a very big point there, but it's not a Nigerian Customs Service project. It's the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy, because every player within the maritime sector has a role to play within this the National Single Window Project. Of course, it's Nigerian Customs Service are involved. Standard organizations of Nigeria is involved. The NAFDAC is involved. The Maritime Police is involved. All the agencies, the NDLA, all the agencies of government.
Why I am particularly focusing on customs,
because they are the lead agency in the port.
Yes,
but they are not the ones driving it. It's the Ministry of Marine and Blue
At the end of the day, you'll find out that it is the customs that would inherit it. I mean, they are the lead agency. They are the ones who generating the revenue. They are the ones who exporters, importers, clearing agents deal with.
Yeah.
And this thing is going to be more focused on that area.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying that, in as much as the ministry is doing its own, the customs should also do its own. Because at the end of the day, nobody will go to the minister or the ministry to to challenge them. It will come down to Nigerian Customs. It will come down to Nigerian Shippers Council. Even the Sun and all the other agencies I've mentioned, it is still the customs that would defend them.
Yeah.
It's like what we had when we started with the Biodogu. Yes, you saw that all the glitches, nobody went to Sun. It was all customs. Because the bulk.
That was a Nigerian Customs project. They initiated that.
I agree, but I'm saying that this one,
as a lead agency, they should be also be
okay.
Should. It's all right. You see, of course, you have a point there. But we get to talk more about it. Let's look at other things in the news for the week. Security agencies step up joint crackdown on maritime drug networks in Lagos. In a renewed show of force against drug trafficking and organized crime at Nigeria's busiest maritime corridor, the Commissioner of Police, Ports Authority, Western Command, CP Olatoyin Iyabode Agbaminoja, on Friday hosted the commander of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, Apapa Strategic Command, Commander of Narcotics, Mohammed Tukor, at the command headquarters in Apapa, Lagos. The high-level meeting signaled more than a routine courtesy call. It marked a strategic push to consolidate operational synergy between the NDLEA and the Ports Authority Police in tackling drug trafficking and other transnational crimes that exploit the complex port ecosystem. Commander Tukor applauded the Western Ports Command for its unwavering support in joint enforcement operations, intelligence sharing, and coordinated crackdowns that help sustain vigilance across the maritime corridor. He acknowledged that the evolving tactics of drug syndicates demand a united security front, particularly within the high-traffic port environment, where criminal networks often seek cover. Responding, CP Agbaminoja emphasized that modern port-related crimes, from illicit drug shipments to smuggling rings and organized criminal enterprises, are increasingly sophisticated and borderless. According to her, no single agency can effectively confront such threats in isolation. She stressed that synergy, intelligence-driven policy, and continuous capacity building remain the cornerstone of effective maritime security. Both agencies resolved to institutionalize regular strategic engagements, deepen intelligence exchange mechanisms, and intensify coordinated enforcement actions aimed at flushing out criminal elements operating within and around the ports. Yeah, it's a good one. The commander, the commander of the that's Western Police Command, CP Oluwatoyin Iyabode Agbaminoja, is touring the sister agencies within the maritime sector. I think she was at the Nigerian Customs Service Apapa Command. She was also at the NDLEA Apapa Command, and all the sister agencies there to strengthen collaborative efforts in trying to tackle crimes, especially knowing that the port, which is a major economic zone for the country, has to be safe and has to be rid of criminal elements who want to hide in the place to perpetrate some level of nefarious, activities. It's good that they continue to work towards engendering synergy and making the collaboration stronger for the what we call a symbiotic relationship for all the sister agencies.
Yeah, the menace of drug in Nigeria is becoming it's getting out of hand, and I think this visit stems from the fact that I think was it 2 weeks ago we had a guest there who said that within the corridors of the ports there are people who engage in peddling of drugs.
Yeah, of course.
So if we're saying we want to get rid of drugs from our society, and the entry of business into the society is where they now peddle the drugs, and not, something is wrong.
Well,
So I'm happy
very-
that they're doing it. I'm happy that she's taking that move and she's collaborating with other agencies. Because the truth be said, it's not something that we done alone. And like I've always said, parents are not playing the role they should play.
No.
Parents should realize that no matter how much time the children spend in school, they still come back home.
You have the responsibility.
Yeah, so parents need to play their own role. And I hope that as she continues, she would also have stakeholders meeting. There's need for proper stakeholders meeting to educate the stakeholders and to discourage those who involve in drug peddling. Customs Navy reinforced commitment to smoother cargo operations, bolster maritime security. In a strategic move to enhance security at Nigeria's busiest port, the Apapa Command of Nigerian Customs Service has reinforced its partnership with the Nigerian Navy. This collaboration aims to ensure efficient cargo movement and bolster maritime safety. Comptroller Emmanuel Oshoba, the area controller of Customs Command, visited Rear Admiral Abubakar Abdullahi Mustafa, the flag officer commanding the Western Naval Command in Lagos, to strengthen this partnership. Oshoba explained that this collaboration aligns with the goals of Bashir Adewale Adeniyi, the Comptroller General of Customs, which focuses on working together, sharing resources, and being innovative. He mentioned that when he took on his role, he aimed to build on past success and improve relations with the Navy to make operations at the Apapa port better. Modern border management needs all agencies to work together. While Customs is known for facilitating trade and collecting revenue, we also play important security roles. Achieving our goals require close partnership with the military, he stated. Oshoba praised the Navy for protecting Nigeria's waters, explaining that safe waters are vital for ships and international trade. He also requested ongoing support from the Navy to ensure smooth cargo handling and port activities. In response, Rear Admiral Mustafa confirmed the Navy's dedication to working with other agencies. He emphasized that effective security at the port relies on good coordination among all involved. He commended the Nigerian Customs Service for its recent achievements, especially in stopping revenue losses and surpassing national revenue goals. He then promised the Apapa Command ongoing collaboration to enhance maritime security and support Nigeria's economic growth through safe and efficient port operations. I mean, these synergies are necessary. And I'm happy that, agencies are beginning to come out of their comfort zones, to reach out to one another and to see how they can really, apart from facilitating trade, to curb the menace of crime within the corridors of the maritime sector. So this is a welcome development. Kudos to the Nigerian Customs Controller at Apapa, Emmanuel Oshoba, and kudos to the Nigerian Navy, Western Command, Mustafa. Because this is something that is welcome, and this is something that should be nurtured. Like they say, safe waters is safe environment for trade and for local trade and international trade.
Yes, I think I like the angle, the way the agency heads and people around the maritime sectors are now taking the bull by the horn to check that toga of people who are engaged in inter-agency rivalry, to wearing a toga of people who are interested in agency collaboration, inter-agency collaboration. It's good for them as different agencies working for the same government. It's good for the country as a whole, and it's good for the economy. You say kudos to each agency, especially these ones that are making the move to solidify cooperations among themselves. And we continue to support them here on the Maritime Media Show on VOP 90.3 FM. Now, moving on. 29 million naira fraud hits CAC, that's a Corporate Affairs Commission. Proxy accounts linked to Registrar General's allies. Indications have emerged to the effect that the Corporate Affairs Commission, CAC, has again been emerged with a whopping 29 million naira fraud, and documents reveal the account details used for the monumental heist are linked to the allies of the Registration General, Mr. Hussaini Ishaq Magaji. Observers are therefore calling on all anti-graft agencies in the country to look into the staggering fraud, bring perpetrators to justice with a view to restoring confidence in the commission. At the center of the controversy is a payment of 29,060,189 naira 89 kobo made to Blackroot Media Network Limited. Official records reviewed show the payment was processed under voucher serial number 2193, date 7th of August 2024. Source: Public Funds of the Corporate Affairs Commission. The payment reportedly formed part of consultancy services rendered to the Commission. However, the transaction had previously been flagged in a staff petition submitted to the federal authorities, alleging financial impropriety, contract irregularities, and abuse of office under the current leadership of the Commission. Wow. This, I think a whistleblower had blown this one open. Is it a case of somebody not being settled, or somebody's cup filling up, and then the day for the owner of the farm now, like they say in local balance, every day is for the thief and one day is for the owner of the farm.
Dilly, when I saw this news item, immediately something came to mind, and what really came to mind is the fact that we're here, you and I were here talking about hardship, talking about hard economy,
the cost of
talking
goods
about
and
cost
services
of living and all of that. And then, somebody wakes up from sleep one morning and finds out that 100 million has been credited into his account. And then I started asking myself a question that the Anambra State government under Professor Charles Soludo, how did they get the account number of the son of the IG,
the Inspector General,
the former
Police.
IG?
Yeah,
Let's be
now
honest.
former, yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, how did they get it? The money didn't go to any other account. But is it a payment for the election happened in Anambra State?
Exactly.
I mean, we need to understand.
Yeah.
And it sounds funny that the way the whole thing was handled, and then the next way, it was a mistake, and the money has been returned. I mean, who makes that kind of mistake?
Maybe someday they can make a mistake of paying 500 million naira into my account. And
no, you want 500. I want like 5 billion naira. But
it's ridiculous. Actually,
it shows how shameful
or shameless
our leaders are. It shows how shameless they are.
Now
look at the one that's happening in CAC, for instance.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, this contract did not take place.
Of course,
no consultancy was.
It means of siphoning money away. That's just it. Somebody just provided an account and money
I would expect that the EFCC and other agencies would not put a searchlight, because by the time they put searchlight, they will find out that even the one monkeys have swallowed, and the ones baboons have swallowed exist.
My goodness. We'll get there one day, and we will continue to talk about it all.
All right, collaboration. NSC.
This is my own part.
This is mine. Okay. Collaboration NSC Port Police Command synergizes for seamless port operations. Okay. The Nigerian Shippers Council has geared up efforts to improve cargo movement and curb operational bottlenecks at Nigerian ports. This action plan received a boost as the NSC and the Port Authority Police Western Command has agreed to strengthen collaboration through intelligence sharing and coordinated enforcement strategies. Dr. Akuta called for improved intelligence sharing and stronger stakeholders engagement, noting that effective collaboration would help reduce has come under
so much fire.
Yes.
For their activities.
Yes, and I think that there's something wrong there. And I'll say this because I've also taken time to carry out independent investigation. And I find out that at the ports where consignments are cleared, you have the NDLEA, you have the DSS, you have NAFDAC, you have SON, you have police.
The Nigeria Customs itself, the
you have,
agency.
no, of course, you have police, you have maritime police,
Yeah.
you have anti-bomb,
Yeah.
and then you have Nigerian Customs. Now, the question is, how come with all these agencies, after examination, after documentation, after release of the container, why is it that the maritime police will now go outside and wait for the container? A container they were involved in releasing.
Not just in releasing, the examination.
Yes, if you examine, for the fact that they're involved in the examination, they're involved in the releasing. Because if they see something, if during the examination they find out that there are certain things that shouldn't be, they will raise an alarm.
Of course.
So yes, it's a good one that the Nigerian Shippers Council is waking up to her role. We hope that we will not come back here to begin to talk about maritime police and Shippers Council not being able to regulate the system.
Yes, a lot of people have given them so much stick. The Nigerian police, the maritime police, and the Nigerian Shippers Council. Some people even go as far as saying that they collaborate to undermine the system by, trying to cause the flow of goods from the port to the destination to be slow, and they're causing inefficiency within the system because of corruption. While the other is, which is supposed to be the economic regulator, is looking the other way. So I guess with this talk and the collaboration that they are trying to strengthen now, it's like there's a new wind of a new wave of collaborative effort going on within the maritime sector. All agencies are now realizing that there's a need for them to really sit up and talk to themselves, and to enhance collaboration for there to be efficiency within the system, and then for the country to start really realizing the potentials within the system in terms of the revenue, in terms of creation of opportunities, in terms of training, and making it a sector that Nigerians should be proud of.
Yeah, also, I think all this whole thing about the synergy will also tell a lot, because today Nigeria is in charge of the World Custom Organization.
No, actually, that's not totally correct. We still have a Secretary General of the World Customs Organization, Ian Saunders. So the Dr. Bashir Adewale Adeni is the chairman of council. The organ that makes rules for the World Customs Organization.
He's in charge. That's what I mean. He's in charge. It doesn't matter whether
the man in charge is the Secretary General.
Well, for us in Nigeria, we recognize our own. You go there and recognize their own. I recognize our own.
Yes, of course, he's recognized.
So for me, he is in charge, and I believe that Nigeria needs to be in the forefront. Yes, you cannot be in charge of a system and yours is not working, and you expect that of others to work. So I keep saying this. I've said it in different fora. The CG of Custom is a man of innovation, and it's paying off. It's paying off. We hope that whoever takes over from him, when the time comes, will sustain what he has built. Because Nigerians, we want to, we've noticed in governance in this country is that we lack continuity.
Government is supposed to be a continuum.
Yeah, but in Nigeria it is not.
They throw away the baby and the bathwater.
When a new president comes, he throws everybody out and starts his own. A new governor comes, the same thing. So we hope that whoever will come in the future to take over from Adewale would be able to do, improve on what he's doing already.
Yeah, of course, we know that what took him to the World Customs Organization is the pedigree he has been able to exhibit within the Nigerian Customs Service. See, you can see the retinue, the flurry of innovations that are coming in almost on quarterly basis. A whole lot of them to improve the performance of their core mandates, which is of course
revenue generation.
No, that's the third arm of it all. It's a trade facilitation, protection of the national economy, of course, and then revenue generation. He has been introducing a whole lot of innovations here and there. I think this week there was one about which we are going to, maybe that's the next one, about automation of the process of giving licenses and permits. A whole lot of them coming on maybe on quarterly basis. That I think, like you said, the next person coming in after him should do well to try and fill the shoes that he'll be leaving behind. Thank you. NIMASA rallies stakeholders on National Maritime Decarbonization Plan under IMO Green Voyage 2050. The Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency NIMASA has reaffirmed its commitment to providing regulatory leadership and technical coordination for the development and implementation of a national action plan on maritime decarbonization. Director General of NIMASA, Dayo Birola, made this known during a national stakeholders workshop convened to drive the development of a national maritime decarbonization action plan. He described the engagement as a critical milestone in advancing the federal government's blue economy agenda and climate objectives. Birola, who was represented at the event by the agency's Executive Director, Operations, Fatai Tai Adeyemi, emphasized the importance of the IMO Green Voyage 2050 project. The project is a technical cooperation initiative designed to support developing countries in implementing the greenhouse gas GHG reduction strategy of the International Maritime Organization. According to him, the proposed national action plan will be tailored to Nigeria's unique circumstances, leveraging existing capacities, addressing identified gaps, and aligning with broader national economic and environmental priorities. He stressed that the transition to low-carbon shipping goes beyond compliance and international obligations. The transition is not merely about compliance with international obligations, it's about safeguarding our marine environment, protecting public health, strengthening the blue economy, and ensuring that our maritime industry remains competitive and future-ready, he said. Also speaking at the workshop, the technical manager of the IMO Greenhouse Voyage 2050 project, Astrid Dispert, said the overarching goal of the initiative is to foster a coherent and globally aligned regulatory framework to accelerate maritime decarbonization. Yeah. So, this issue of reducing the carbon footprint on, by everybody, especially in this sector, the Nigerian, what's it called? Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency is sensitizing stakeholders on, the standard. I think the IMO article says that by 2050 they want the total move away from,
Carbon.
carbon, emitting vessels, total greenhouse, green shipping, sort of. Is that the right term to use now? Using ships that are, totally
green, friendly, environmentally friendly.
Environmentally friendly, not hurting the general ecosystem. So it's good that we keep having this kind of engagement to educate the people, because our world right now is being affected by the global warming. You can see it, a whole lot of deforestation. The amount of greenhouse gases that has been emitted out there is affecting everybody everywhere. The ice in the northern and southern hemispheres, of course, melting, and everywhere is getting hotter. It's It's we need to protect our environment, our earth, because that's where it's our habitat.
Well, you know, the funny thing is, bringing it down to Nigeria, bringing it back home, you see every year the state governors, local government chairman, the presidency, everybody has this budget for tree planting. And we see them, you know, it's like a fun fair. We're planting trees. But the same trees they are planting, they don't waste time to cut them down.
Immediately.
So
I remember Fashola was planting trees all over Lagos. About 90% of those trees are gone.
So the question is it because, you know, because when you look at things happening in Nigeria, you ask yourself, this whole lack of continuity in governance, is this simply because they're looking for how to embezzle money? Or is it because of true love of the people or the environment? I'll take, for example, look at Abia State. The Abia State Governor, Alex Oti, is busy changing the look of the state in terms of
the physical and economic look of the state.
And then you see a senator who was there for 8 years as a governor, and coming on to tell you all he's doing is he's just repainting.
Painting the roads.
And then I ask myself, maybe the governor of Abia State is a madman. Maybe Alex Oti is sick. Maybe he's mad. Maybe what some of our people consider as good leadership is your inability to develop your state. So yes, because it appears that when you begin to do the right thing to develop your state, you become a very stupid man.
Yeah.
You know, so I keep asking myself, you know, this man, he may not be doing it all the way you would want to, but when you were a governor, what did you do?
Well, to buttress your point, you know that the classical definition of a third world country is where the normal becomes the abnormal and the abnormal becomes the normal. Here, when you do the right thing, you are termed, yes, an abnormal person, you're termed a bad person. So, but when you do the crazy things, the abnormal things, it becomes a norm. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like you said, I think what we need continuously to do is to educate the minds of the people. Once you are doing something, like I gave the example of Fashola planting trees. I love environment.
So where are the trees?
Like in my own area, you can hardly count the number of trees that are standing about 10, 15, 12 years after. They are no longer, people have cut them off.
Who cut them?
The Nigerians. Because you see, Nigerians will prefer you cut the tree and then extend your building to make a shop in that place where this. That's what they did.
No, then the problem is that those who are in charge of building control are not doing what they're supposed to do.
Of course, who's doing his job in Nigeria?
No, but
why is the country in such a mess?
We must hold people accountable.
Why is the country in such a mess? If people are really doing what they are supposed to do, we will be in this kind of mess.
We're in trouble.
Oh.
All right. Olatunji Disu assumes office as acting IGP, becomes the 23rd indigenous police chief. Olatunji Ridwan Disu has assumed duty as acting inspector general of police, becoming the 23rd indigenous head of the Nigerian police force at a time of mounting security concerns. Mr. Disu formally took over on Tuesday, succeeding Kayode Adiolu Egbetokun, who served from 19 June 2023 to 24th of February 2026. The new acting IGP brings a wealth of operational, investigative, intelligence, and administrative experience garnered over decades of distinguished service. On behalf of every one of us at VOP, on behalf of the Maritime and Border Show, on behalf of Daily Tommy and Prince Chilaka, we say congratulations to the new IGP. We are hoping that this new IG will become very friendly with the media, because we know that Egbetokun didn't have time for the media, but we hope you will have good relationship with the media. We also hope that the issues bedeviling the maritime industry, especially with maritime police, arresting containers that have been cleared, we hope that, sir, you will attend to it. We also hope that you will curb insecurity that is ravaging Nigeria, and also, follow to letter the directives of Mr. President that police officers should be withdrawn from VIPs and sent to where they are needed most. Finally, sir. On a lighter note, we want appeal. Bail is free, but we know that bail underground, we need a pass hand. Help us look into it. Congratulations, sir.
Yeah, congratulations, sir, once again. And on the lighter note from my own point, sir, please, let's maybe instead of 100 million naira being found in Sunset, let 1 billion naira be found in my own account.
But let us. I heard that the new. He's actually supposed to retire very soon.
Yeah, in 3 months.
In 3 months, but there's a new law. The law says that the moment you're appointed as IG, you serve through, I think, 4 years.
No, has the law been signed?
Yeah, that is the law that Egbeto benefited from. That was why you had Showore calling him an illegal IG and all of that. It's the law, because he said he should now have been a beneficiary of the law that was promulgated while he was in office. Okay. But we also hope that some DIGs were supposed to go. Some AIGs above him are supposed to go.
Yeah.
But I hear that Mr. President is saying they can stay on. But I don't see how that will work.
So that cannot work.
I don't see how a senior staff will saluting a
senior officer will be saluting the junior officer. No, it doesn't work that way.
We need to find a way.
It's not good for morale.
Yes, we need to find a way to ensure that when the president wants to appoint somebody, other officers do not lose their jobs. You know how much it costs to train an officer. It happened in the military.
Yeah, but
a lot of generals got retired.
Good. Yeah, but you know that taking actions or taking decisions is a prerequisite of the president, and he probably has more information in his kit than the rest of us.
No, but what we are saying, what we are saying is that we must have a system where there must be a protocol in terms of appointment of.
The protocol is what they are obeying.
No, they've broken that protocol.
No, it is.
If you go by the protocol, it is a DIG that should be appointed.
No. These are political appointments.
No, that's what I'm saying. We should not involve the police and the army into this politics. It's not helping this country.
Even the position of AIGs and DIGs are also like political now.
But it should stop.
So
we should stop
it. It's political. It also means that appointing an AIG.
I totally agree. No, but I'm saying that it is a wrong thing we're doing.
Okay.
You don't go and take a colonel and make him chief of army staff. It means that you're going to clear every other person.
Senior officer above him.
But you know that these are senior officers you need.
Exactly.
You need them. We must have a system that does not affect that structure.
Well, in some other clients, I think they have a way of doing their own thing. We have not borrowed this thing properly the way we should.
When you say borrow, what our leaders do is that when they go abroad to copy, they copy the fake one. They don't copy the original.
Well, that's from you.
No, but it's the truth. They don't copy the original. It is the fake they always copy.
Because when they copy the original, it will work for Nigerians. The fake one will work for them.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
No, that's the truth.
Moving on. NSC Customs ECOWAS rally support for seamless border trade. The Executive Secretary and Chief Executive Officer of the Nigeria Shippers Council, Dr. Akuta Pius Okeima, MON, has stressed that the effective utilization of border information centers holds the key to increasing trade volumes and improving efficiency across Nigeria's land borders. This was made known virtually during a film screening and dialogue session themed Trade Now, Empowering Cross-Border Traders through Border Information Centers, held in Badagry, Lagos. He described BICs as strategic platforms designed to provide accurate, real-time information to traders, reduce bottlenecks, and promote transparency in cross-border transactions. NSC boss commended the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS Commission, and other developmental partners for their sustained collaboration in advancing trade facilitation initiatives within the sub-region. Reaffirming the Council's mandate as Nigeria's port economic regulator, the Director of Consumer Affairs at NSA, Mrs. Ife Okolue, emphasized the agency's commitment to promoting seamless and cost-effective trade. She described BICs as catalysts for economic growth, noting that they serve as structured channels for transparency, guidance, and dispute resolution for traders operating across borders. Also speaking, the Director of Trade at the ECOWAS Commission, Mr. Kola Oleshofola, represented by Mrs. Sarah Akpofure, underscored the importance of continuous sensitization campaigns to improve traders' understanding of documentation standards, compliance procedures, and available dispute resolution mechanisms. She added that future awareness programs must prioritize e-commerce, gender-inclusive trade policies, and environmentally sustainable practices. Meanwhile, the Nigeria Customs Service reaffirmed its commitment to facilitating legitimate trade through coordinated border management. Delivering a keynote address on behalf of the Comptroller General of Customs, Bashir Adewale Adeniyi, the Customs Area Controller of Semekrake Border, Comptroller Wale Adenuga, said the service remains committed to working in synergy with the NSC and other security agencies to ensure smooth and lawful business operations at the borders. It's in continuation of maybe, like I said before, there's a new spirit of interagency cooperation and seeking synergy within the system. The Port and Economic Regulator, headed by Dr. Okeyima Pius Akuta, has moved on to talk to meet with the ECOWAS community members and to talk about how to improve the trade between the sub-region. And Nigeria has not really, we have not really tapped into the over 425 million markets that the West African region provides in terms of selling our goods. This is the biggest economy in West Africa, at least, and we should continue to grow the economy and continue to sell our goods.
Dilly, when you say this is the biggest, yes, we agree, but the thing is, what is our purchasing power? It boils down to Nigeria's purchasing power. Today, our purchasing power is close to zero. So you will not expect
That's
us.
for most Nigerians, not all Nigerians.
No, for most. I mean,
politicians don't know what they are going.
No, Dilly, don't count politicians. They're not. How many? What is their numbers? Let's say we have 200.
They are the ones controlling things.
Well, let's say we have 230 million Nigerians, and you're talking about just maybe about 5,000 or 10,000 people. So what happens to the rest?
They have the power.
They have the power, but they're not the ones going to do the purchasing. You cannot set up a business because of politicians in this country.
Of course,
the business will collapse. You set up a business because of the masses.
Yeah, they are the decision makers, and that is why things are this way.
If they are the decision makers and the decisions they are making, has it been beneficial to the ordinary Nigerian?
Of course not, it has not been beneficial.
So that is it. So when you say we have a big industry to tap from,
the market
to tap from. It's like, for instance, you say you want to open up pure water.
Actually, I'm talking about the whole West African market. About
you say you want to open up pure water business, and you go and look at somewhere like Mitama to open it up. Are you not going to close that after
immediately now?
So this is where we are in Nigeria. It's so painful. It's so sad that the decisions, the policy statements that government keeps making, they do not consider the ordinary Nigerians. They do not consider. See, I'll tell you. Today is what? Today is Sunday, isn't it?
No, the 1st of March.
On Wednesday, I think on Monday I wasn't feeling too well, so on Tuesday I reached out to my doctor, and he prescribed a drug for me. I'm not going to mention the brand, but he prescribed a malaria drug for me. I went to the pharmacy to buy it. The first pharmacy I went to, they told me 12,000 malaria tablet. I went to the next one, 10,500. I went to the third one, owned by a friend. and I got it for 9,000. I was crying. Really, I was crying. I mean, I've never bought malaria tablet for more than 1,005, but I'm buying it at 9,000 naira.
Okay. You are one of those Nigerians who have not been sick for quite a while.
Yeah, I don't fall.
You should be all
Yes.
clapping for yourself.
Yes, but the truth is that,
Thank
and I
you,
said
God.
to myself, what will happen to an ordinary Nigerian that cannot afford it?
Have you not heard what people now say? Always pray that you don't fall sick. Because
Pray that Nigeria does not happen to you.
that Nigeria does not happen to you. It's terribly bad out there.
Good. So that is where the problem lies. It's not that we cannot take care of the market. It's not that we do not want to benefit from the market. But our government is not doing what it should do to enable us harvest that market.
The thing is this. What I think, we do not really have the right people in government who you may want to talk about it now. They either lack the vision, they lack the experience, they lack the empathy to know what the people feel in order to do what the people needs to be done for them to improve their lives. And that is
I think it's just greed and wickedness.
It's not just that.
No, it's greed and
one,
wickedness.
ignorance, greed, lack of empathy, all mixed together, all the vices mixed together. Those are the terrible qualities or lack of qualities that we have within the minds.
Let us bring it down. You ask yourself, a man acquires a 5-bedroom apartment, and the man has himself, the wife, and 2 kids. That's 4. He has 1 spare room for a guest, isn't it? Takes care of that. The same man will go and acquire another 5-bedroom apartment within the same area, and you ask yourself, what is
how many rooms is it going to sleep? How many rooms are the kids going to sleep?
It's like when somebody dies, it's just 1 coffin. Nobody has been buried with 2 coffins. Nobody.
Well, maybe Nigerians want to invent the irony of being buried in 2 coffins.
When you are in a position of power, you have so much money, you have so much wealth. When you die, it is that poor man that you have refused to take care of. He's the one that will wash your cups. He's the one that will prepare you.
Well, it's to a meal is a lot of us in this country, in these climes, engage in obscene acquisition of wealth, not doing things the right way, or not acquiring wealth because you need it, and you also need it to.
So we just acquire because we want to acquire.
Yeah. Obscenity.
Let's take the final news, then we'll come back. License and permits processes. Automation. NCS engages stakeholders for effective operation. In continuation of the 3rd leg of the 3-point agenda of consolidation, collaboration, and innovation of the Comptroller General of Customs, the Nigeria Customs Service is ready to migrate to a paperless, more effective channel of processing licenses and permits. In a bid to bring as much clarity as possible to the process, a stakeholders engagement training was organized at the main hall of the Customs Training School, Ikeja, Lagos. The Nigeria Customs Service issues various types of licenses and permits, including customs agents licenses, ship chandelier licenses, bounded warehouse terminal licenses, ethyl alcohol, ethanol permit, tobacco permit. The head of the license and permit unit of the Nigerian Customs Service, Controller Ngozika Anozie, PhD, noted in her welcome address that the automation of every process in customs procedure is essentially keying into the global best practice. The CGC, being the chairperson of WCO, is very persistent about making Nigeria Customs Service an epitome of innovation excellence by all standards. Automation is generally seen as a means of bringing about ease of doing business in the maritime sector. Specifically, again, it is also aimed at boosting the generation of the much needed revenue for the nation. Comptroller Nozier listed some other benefits of the automation as saving importance clearing and forwarding agents, the stress of acquiring or renewing their licenses, and permits, as they will be sitting in the comfort of their offices and homes to initiate and complete the process. Officers and men of license and permit unit, this bond seat, unit of various commands, will also be saved some stress, as all their responsibilities will just be clicks on the system in front of their desk, as opposed to carrying loads of files from one table to another and from one office to the other. Automation of the process is expected to cut costs and also minimize, if not eradicate, fraudulent practices in the system. In his keynote address, the coordinator of the Zone A of the Nigerian Customs Service, Assistant Controller General of Customs, Mohammed Babadede, used the opportunity to speak a bit more about the essence of automating the process. This is a direct response to the long-standing need to make our processes faster, more transparent, and easier for the people we serve. For many years, stakeholders have had to deal with paperwork, long queues, and uncertainty that comes with manual processing. His words, those days are coming to an end. This sensitization exercise is being held across all zones from today. The goal is simple, to make sure that every stakeholder understands the new automated system before it is implemented. He stated that automation means better record keeping, easier supervision, and the ability to serve more stakeholders at once without increasing the burden on officers. We know that change, even when it is for the better, can feel uncomfortable at first. I want to assure you that the team here today, led by the controller of the licenses and permits unit, will walk you through every step of this new system. The general overview of the process was presented by Assistant Controller of Customs, Nkiruka Okoye, while the step-by-step presentation were presented by Assistant Superintendent of Customs, Abubakar Sanusi, and Assistant Superintendent of Customs, Ibrahim Usman, of the Customs ICT Department. Well, I would say that it's a wonderful innovation, but I want to quickly add this, Dilly. When you have too many innovations back to back, you lose the whole essence of it. I think that in as much as the CG wants to roll out everything, he needs to slow down. The reason is that most of the people who would use this, most of the clearing agents, most of the
freight
forwarder, they are not
computer savvy.
I know for a fact they're not. So I think that in as much as we keep talking about stakeholders engagement, they should slow down. Let them, I can tell you that a lot of agents don't even understand how Biodogo works.
No, yeah, sure.
So I think that the CG needs to slow down a little bit and allow the users, to capture the essence of each of them before jumping into the next one.
I think looking at the big picture, I think what they intend to achieve is that they've been talking about customs modernization and complete automation, and these pockets of innovations here and there is geared towards the holistic automation of the whole system, the holistic automation of the operations of the Nigeria Customs Service and probably the whole maritime sector. This particular one is about the automation of the processes of the licenses being granted to the freight forwarders and the licensed customs agents, rather than doing paperwork or moving from here to Abuja to go and register your company with them or renew your licenses. What they are saying is that you can use your laptop or your handheld devices and then key in some information, and they look at it over there, and then they either grant you a new license or renew your license, or wherever you are missing any kind of information, they'll ask for it, and then you present those information, and then they did a little bit of a demonstration of, because I was at this event, a bit of a demonstration of this the processes, and to me, with the little I saw of it, it's quite it's cost saving, it's effort saving, it's time saving. But like you said, the people, the users, the freight forwarders and licensed customs agents need to get themselves acquainted with how it works. And although the Assistant Controller General of Customs, the coordinator of Zone A, said that day that this is not going to be deployed now, but they are looking at towards the end of the year. So they are giving them time to get acquainted with the process.
Okay, no, but what I'm trying to also say is the fact that the licensing needs to be decentralized.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's aimed at.
If
with your phone.
No. What I mean is that you know that the way the licensing is done is that you go to the OC bond. The OC bond takes it to Abuja. You have to wait. But I think that they should give each command.
Okay, the authority.
Yes, to issue it.
Issue already.
Because they already know that they already have a database.
With. Okay.
Good. If you do that, it will be more.
It will be faster.
Faster.
The way CAC is doing as a corporate affairs.
Yes, you walk into Ikeja, whatever you want, you get it done and you move on. But we need to take away a lot of things from Abuja, because customs seem to be operating solely from Abuja. You want to renew your bond, Abuja. You want to renew your license, Abuja.
If you have any issue with the cargo you cleared,
Abuja. But let it be that each command, because each command on its own represents the Nigerian customs.
Yeah.
Each CAC has power. Area controller, he has power. So why don't you, empower
him further to register and renew licenses? Okay, this is the Maritime and Border Show on VOP 90.3 FM. This is the Utomi
and Prince Chilaga. All right, so Dilly, I said that you could be my guest today.
As Madam no come.
Yes,
it's so unfortunate. She lost someone and couldn't make it. She was about to come here when she sent me that message that they just lost somebody. And like I said at the beginning of the program, we wish that the good Lord may console her and her family, and that the soul of the faithful, the soul of the dearly departed may rest in the bosom of the Lord, and have eternal rest.
Amen.
Yeah. So
Dilly, wait. Let us take these things, because now you be my guest, so now you're going to answer the questions.
Okay. So I'm under fire today.
Yeah, serious one. So Dilly, let's take a look at the issue of drug menace in our society. I know you want to talk about the national
sensitization of the national single window.
You will come to that. But let us look at something that is hitting you and I. And that is, proliferation of drugs and arms in the country.
Yeah.
Where did we get it wrong?
Okay. Let's start with, because this is a double barrel question. The two things you mentioned here, rather. You talked about drugs and arms. Let me talk about the arms issue first. It is said that as soon as the country called Libya collapsed under Gaddafi, it's a good thing for you to have a good leadership everywhere, and so that there be cohesiveness. Without unity, and things wouldn't leak out. But as soon as Gaddafi died, splinter groups came up within the country. Libya became like the Lebanon we used to have in the 70s and 80s. If you fight and carve out a territory, you become the president of that community or that territory where you have been able to conquer. So that's what Libya is now. And so arms, there's this proliferation of arms, small arms and light weapons and everything, and those things are getting down south to where we are now, to Nigeria. That is on one hand, and of course, again, we know that over the years there's been a whole lot of arms being shipped to Nigeria from such countries as Turkey, because a lot of times when we cover some events where the customs sees arms, you see that most of the time the origin is Turkey. I don't know why that is happening. Why arms are coming.
You just said
You didn't
something.
catch that information.
Yeah, Turkey.
Yeah.
And, we're talking about, your government is saying that they're going to Turkey for them to come and help fight insurgents. I'm trying to understand.
Yeah. You should be alarmed. Yeah, but that's the truth. Go and make your findings. A lot of the arms that they seize come in from Turkey. So that is on this trying to explain. It does not explain everything that happens. But, arms are coming in through from the northern part through
Libya,
the northern North Africa.
Niger.
Yeah. And then of course we also have the shipments coming in from these other countries trying to smuggle in arms into the country. That is one. Secondly, he talked about the issue of drugs. Maybe like somebody said, because I'm alarmed, even more alarmed than you are, that these days virtually every other day or maybe once a week we report seizure of drugs from one command to the other, from the either Seme border or Juroku border or any of the borders. See drugs being seized from the ports, and these are not maybe small amount of drugs. You see drugs seized maybe as much as 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 kilograms of drugs, cannabis indica. That's the more potent for a version of what we call Igbo in local parlance, because these are processed. They've been semi-processed to give more effort, to be more potent, and it's become terrible, because although part of the reason why I say why there's the proliferation is that before Nigerians used to be just couriers, but now a whole lot of Nigerians are consuming these things, and there's a nexus between drugs, arms, and the violence we are having within this country. The drugs fuel the violence. Of course, you need the arms to perpetrate those violence. So once you give a young man those different drugs that they take, he loses a whole portion of his capacity to reason like a normal person. And you tell him go and do this, he does that like a zombie, with a little, of course, incentive, like more money added to it. So we are really in trouble.
Where do we go from here?
Where we go from here is that we must not allow these nefarious activities to persist. We should try. We can't nip it in the bud right now as it is now, because it has grown into a tree. It's no longer in the budding aspect of it, stage of it. It's now become a big menace in the society. Everybody, all hands need to be on deck. If you do not have a family member, either closely related or distantly related, that is engaged in drug use these days, you are living in. If you say you don't have any, you are living in denial, because it's touching virtually every family within this country.
What you just said reverberates what I have some friends who would say, if you don't have a family member disgracing you on social media, you don't know what God has done for you. No, but it's true. Because there are a lot of things I see on social media, and I ask myself, are these guys normal, or are they under the influence of something? Because the kind of things we see as crews on social media should not even be there, because you just find somebody acting in a very irrational way, and then you think it is normal. It's completely abnormal. It is insanity. So I don't know how we. Each time I look at it, I say parents have failed, and parents are failing.
Yes, the family is supposed to be the smallest unit, and the family is the very first school you have. It's the very first place where they teach you moral. It's the very first place they teach you academics. It's the very first place they teach you socials. It's the very first place where they teach you religion. It's the very first place where they teach you everything you need to know. But I have been saying this and I keep saying it. Unfortunately, most of us parents were not either properly taught, or were taught we did not absorb the teachings that were given to us by our parents, and then we now grow up to become parents ourselves.
No, are you saying we have
bringing up children that are untrained by the untrained or those who did not receive training parents?
So you're saying that we have unqualified parents that have become parents?
Exactly.
Then we have a problem.
We have
a problem.
A large of
you just pitched somewhere.
Who are parents are unqualified.
Now this is where I'm bothered. We have quite a number of young Nigerians who have turned themselves into single mothers. I do not have any grounds about single motherhood. But you could become a single mother as a result of divorcing.
There are also single fathers, mind you.
Exactly.
If the woman decides to abdicate, run away and leave the children. So you can become a
single parent. Let's use a single parent because of divorce, because of death.
Any circumstance, whatever.
But I'm talking about young ladies who have now seen single motherhood as an avenue to survive. It's a terrible situation.
Well, it is. You know what you just said now. My wife was pointing certain things to me a few days ago about a lady who's at home. A mother has apparently a mother. I don't know whether the mother, the father is dead or something like that. But the mother had 5 children. 4 girls and a boy. Now, one of the ladies, the second, goes out, gets pregnant, and comes back to the house. The first one a twin, second one a twin, third one a single. A twin, actually. 3 sets of twins, but the last one or the last twins, the child. Now, apparently, she's pregnant again. And goes back and brings the children to the mother, who is single-handedly training them. I mean, she's not a grandmother, training, without
unfathered children.
Yes, unfathered children. So it goes back to what I said before. There's a whole lot of education for us to do, and education is not just about going to school. It's about what you are able to imbibe through schooling, through your association with people, through enlightenment, through your reading,
through parenting.
There's a saying in my dialect that he who sees far, or he who goes far sees far. And going far doesn't mean you physically moving from one place to the other, but staying there and looking at things from different perspectives and be able to enlighten yourself about life and the way, knowing the right and wrong, and doing the right and living the wrong. So we have a whole lot of way to go.
Now,
let us not too divert.
Let's move on from that, yes. And let's go to Nigerian Shippers Council. I was hoping to hear about the brouhaha between the Shippers Council, the shipping lines, and the agents. I know a meeting was supposed to have been called. Are you privy to that meeting?
On which one? Is it the Shippers Council
the new charges?
And there are 2 aspects.
There's one with the shipping
lines, and there's another one with the terminal operators.
Let us take the 2 of them. Let's start with the shipping lines.
The one with the shipping lines is still the status quo has been maintained.
Okay. According
to the Nigerian Shippers Council, the economic regulator, they've asked them to hold on to that increase in charges.
To the old rates.
But one of the shipping lines has apparently increased over the past few days, as in started charging new
Which
rates.
one is that again?
I think they mentioned the PIL.
Yeah, no, they picketed PIL last week. Yeah, so they picketed them. And
so I think after being picketed again, they asked them, okay, hold on, let's be.
But they said they won't hold on.
So, but right now they've not had any further talks. So everything is sort of, the talk is in limbo right now, the way it is. Now, on the other aspects of the increase, the terminal operators, they did this, and we have like piece of the graveyard. The stakeholders have quietly accepted that, and they are paying.
Are you sure they have accepted it?
But they are not making as much noise as they should.
Yeah, because
our guest last week talked about it. He said it, that he's so surprised that they are not making.
Everybody's keeping quiet.
Everybody's keeping quiet. It's like they have been browbeaten into accepting it the way.
Because you know that the difference between the shipping lines and the terminal operators is the fact that your container is with the terminal operators, and they are the ones who really charge the demurrage.
Yeah.
The shipping lines charge you demurrage after a certain time when you don't return
the container.
So,
well, of course, you have deposited a container.
Yeah, but a lot of them I hear from a grapevine that a lot of them have stopped collecting that
the container deposit.
Yes.
Yeah, so they are not taken to the what's it called, the insurance policy. Okay,
yes.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. So, but with the terminal owners, the more you fight them, the more your container remains there,
okay.
And they keep charging you. But I think
so. They have been hamstrung into accepting whatever.
No, this is not like calling out the Nigerian Shippers Council, but this is saying that from all the events that happened throughout last week, you see the Nigerian Shippers Council coming out boldly to say we are regulatory. We're in charge of regulations. And I think that this is the time they should show to Nigerians that they are with Nigerians. Whatever it will take to return sanity to the shipping lines and the terminal operators, please, Nigerian Shippers Council, we would want you to do that. It's very, very important. All right, let's go to your baby project. I know you're so, I don't know whether it's like the event you attended, it's like they gave you people Coca-Cola and Sprite and everything. So you are so much.
Have you been bribed to advertise?
I'm not advertising anybody. I'm just looking at the issue of this national.
Is it national single window?
For me,
which is our topic for today.
Yes, for me, like I would say that the engagement of stakeholders for me is not enough. More needs to be done.
Yes.
So I don't know what you think about that.
I agree with you 100%. In fact, 110%. I was I represent one or two interests in terms of talking about the media, and they were really shouting out that they've not been reached out to. We're talking here about traders and importers and exporters. And if you read let me just read out something here about the national single window, what it attempts to achieve. It says, and let me just bring it out from my set here. It's the definition that I want to read. Okay, the national single window, the way it is defined. The National Single Window Project is a federal government initiative to streamline trade processes by creating a centralized electronic platform for importers and exporters. It is a digital trade facilitation platform expected to accelerate economic growth and facilitate cross-border transactions. The emphasis here is it is federal government initiative to streamline trade processes by creating a centralized electronic platform for importers and exporters. That's what I want to emphasize on.
And you're not carrying the importers
and the importers and exporters are not carried along. They've not even been sensitized at all. So it's if something is meant for a particular set of people to address their issue, their trade, the area where they are engaged in, and you are not talking to them, rather you are talking to their representative or the middlemen. Because from my own personal investigation, what I find is that the National Single Window Project people are training freight
Agents.
forwarders and licensed customs agents, but they have not sensitized importers and exporters. And importers and exporters, they
Are the arrowheads?
they are supposed to be the
Okay,
arrowheads.
so
And
tell me from your participation at the workshop,
which one, please?
you attended the
It's not the National Single Window that I attended, my man.
Oh,
It is the
licensing.
yes, the training for stakeholders for the automation of licenses.
Because
and
what
permits.
I was going to ask you is the fact that, I know quite a number of stakeholders, who are also clearing agents, who are importers, who are terminal owners. They're not even involved.
That's why I said I agree with you totally about the training thing. You can imagine that also you have as much as probably around 250 to 300 members of the maritime media fraternity within the blue economy, and probably just about 20 to 30, less than 50 maritime media people have been engaged or sensitized about what the national single win. Someone like me is by what I just try to scratch out that the information but we have not been able to fully be engaged to, because we are the media is supposed to educate others about what this is all
They're
about.
supposed to get the knowledge and then pass
Then
it on.
transfer it to others. But
so-
so the sensitization is not much there, and we just have about 29, 28 days before the commencement of this.
Don't you
national
think
single.
it's something that they need to think about rather than rush it? It's like the government is so much in a hurry to throw it at the people.
Yes, I think in a hurry, I think it's maybe yes or no. Yes, because they know the benefits of this national single window project, which is of course bringing about efficiency within the system, bringing about faster clearance of goods and within the system, cargoes within the system, cutting the cost, cutting the time you need to do it, and bringing in more businesses, because as we are doing it fast, more comes in, more goods come in and more go out, whether import or export, and the government makes more money from it. Yes, if you are considering that they are in a hurry to make it work, but no, I would say no, because they wouldn't want to do something that will cause glitches again, and then
Well, now that we're talking about it, now that we're talking about the implementation,
yes.
Have we sorted out the issue of the taxation itself?
Taxation, as in
The Nigerian new tax law, has it been implemented?
no, I think that one they are foot dragging, and they can't do that right now because this is an election year. They say, yeah.
No, but have you checked your charges from your bank recently? You should do that.
My bank?
Yes.
No, that one has been, yeah.
No, it's going up. It's going up.
Yeah, going
So
up.
if it's going up, then why are the banks charging more?
Well, I think the banks, I can't fully explain that, but I know that I keep getting some charges on my
All
account.
right, this is Maritime and Border Show on VOP 90.3 FM. And you've been listening to Daily Otomi and Prince Chilaka. Like we said, this today's program, Dilly is my guest. So every question will be directed at him. The lines, we're going to open up the phone line 0700 903 903 903.
You can also reach us on 0817 175 6338.
0803 692 9933. These are our lines. They're open now, so you can call. Like I said, my guest for today is Dili Otomi. So, Dili, let's look at Nigerian customs and the National
Single Window Project.
Yes.
Yeah.
How do you think, or what do you think the customs should do more Because when we started, I was saying that the customs should get involved in
sensitization.
Yes. Do you think that the custom would do a better work at sensitizing the people than the ministry is doing already?
I would say yes and no. The thing is that it's a kind of broad spectrum project that goes beyond the Nigerian Customs Service. It involves all the agencies that work within the port. It's a federal government project. It's not a customs project.
Just hold on the thought there. Yeah. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Prince Chilata.
Afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, the guest, Billy.
I'm the host. Okay, he called me the guest today. Yeah, good afternoon to you, sir.
You know what? This is Martins from Ago.
Yeah, welcome.
Okay, good afternoon,
Martin. Well, Billy and Chilata, kudos to you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The program, from this team and all radio programming is like about blue economy and maritime and all that, but he also touches so many other areas, maybe because they're interconnected.
Yes, we do.
I salute your strength and your information that you are reeling out from that end too.
Thank you
so very much.
But I have a question. Since Billy is our guest,
Go on ahead. I'll attempt.
I have a question, then I have also a comment.
Okay.
The question is this. Our system, just like you are talking about the operational procedures the customs are dishing out. Just like also Prince Chilaka was saying, are those who are supposed to benefit from those things, are they also being put in the know before these things comes up? How do we want to operate a system like that? Do the operators of these things, do they actually put the masses in mind? Because the overall gain in all these things should be to the masses. I think it boils down to the masses. That is one. Two, also, on the issue of the way custom charges, please, I don't know whether you can give me information there, because I like a lot of information on that. I learned from people, maybe they may not be the authentic sources. I learned that Nigeria is one of the most charged nation around, at least in Africa, when it comes to custom clearing and all that. And all these things boil down to also the masses. Is it true that Nigeria is the custom clearing of Nigeria, the charges are far higher than any other West African state? That is on those question aspects. Then on the point of a comment, our government are so much insensitive at very many times. I don't know why they do things without having due recourse to Nigerian masses. That is why you see most of the things that happen the way it happens. Let me take for instance, I'm hearing from news today that Soludo is about to commence the bulldozing of Onitsha main market. I also heard that the issue is in court. Is it true? And how is it that, if it is true, how is it that we have such a government that carry things unilaterally like that without obeying court order, and also without looking at the human capacity they are leading? That's my point.
Okay, thank you so very much. Let me react to these questions and observations as much as I can. Starting from the last one, I also read it here that the governor of Anambra State, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, is about to demolish some parts of the market. Not from what the information I got, it's not all parts of the market. A section of the market that intends to bulldoze and then redevelop. If there's a subsisting court order that asks that there's a stay of action on the demolition, I think the governor should go on ahead and obey the court order, or else it will be termed nothing but impunity. Well, of course, we know that in the country today, most governments in power rarely obey subsisting laws on any order at all given by the courts. So from my own angle, I would say if there's any court, a subsisting court order, you should listen to it and then go through the proper channel before executing any kind of demolition within that place. Now, the other issues you talked about in Nigerian customs in terms of the cost of clearing goods around the ports, I have not really independently checked it, but I've also heard freight forwarders and the licensed customs agents who say yes, that the charges implemented by the customs here is one of the highest in the, if not in Africa, if not in the world, and in Africa, as is extremely high. I don't know. I have not been able to verify that, but I would verify that. Maybe by next week we'll get to talk a little bit more about it. But you know that government's intention in several places. I will not sit here and start defending any government, but I want to see it from the point of, okay, you don't want too many imports in the country, you want exports. So what you do is to put tariff, just like what Trump is doing right now in America. If you don't want too many imports coming into the country, you put higher tariffs so that it will become so high that you will not be able to import too many of those products that you don't want in your country. And it's a way of saying, don't bring all this into the country, rather let us export what we have. That's just from the angle that I want to see it. And again, the Nigerian government keeps telling us that they need revenue, they need money to do a whole lot of things, even though we do not see the effect of the money they have collected, of what the taxes they've collected from the people on the lives of the people. So that's as much as I can say about the cost.
Okay, let me add to that.
Let me react to the last one.
Okay.
He talked about the issue of the sensitization we talked about. What I read about the National Single Window Project, which comes up on the 27th of this month. I've heard people say that the National Single Window Project, which is coming up on 27th, is going to start as a pilot case or a test case, and not that it's going to be fully deployed on that day. I don't think government has come out to say that. What we've been hearing is that it's starting on the 27th of March 2026, which is about 26 days from now. And I will maintain that the sensitization of stakeholders has not been it's not been top notch. People need to know about how it works, the aspects of it, the workability of the project, everything, the whole part of how the National Single Window is going to be deployed, and how they are going to navigate it from one place to the other. Because like it is stated, all the agencies of government that are within the sector who have anything to do with the along the logistics chain value are going to be they are going to key into the National Single Window. They've been keyed into the National Single Window, and so whatever business you are going to do in the port, you are going to key into the National Single Window. But the people, like the major people who are supposed to be targeted, who are the importers and exporters, have not been sensitized as at this moment, because I spoke with them in the course of the week. They are willing to be reached out to be explained to what this national single window is all about. And even my constituency, the media, a whole lot of maritime media people, maritime journalists have not really been carried along, and it's not good enough from my own point of view. That's my reaction to your question, sir, Mr. Martin.
Okay, I think let me just add, when talking about the rates, the charges, the duties you pay, people must realize, first of all, that duties are paid based on what you are carrying.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go and buy a 2026 Range Rover and you want to clear it.
With the rate of 2015 Range Rover?
No, 2009 Range Rover. It wouldn't work. I mean, if you're bringing
that's a high value.
Yes, if you're bringing high value goods, you must pay the high value duty. That's commensurate with it. So sometimes when people say, "Oh, they're clearing container you're not telling Nigerians what you're carrying in the container.
That is it.
And also, you find out that when you go and clear something, for instance, you clear a 40-feet container of generator, and maybe you clear it for 20 million. Well, we know that the value of what you have there is high, is more. The small amount you pay to clear it, does it reflect on the life of the ordinary citizens when you go to sell? It does not.
Yeah. Still, you still go and sell it
at the high price. So it's a two-edged sword. Let's be careful how we point our fingers
to the government or to other people.
And then they're talking about this national single window. My position has been simple. We need more sensitization, and I don't see the need why government is so much in a hurry, wanting to, kick it off. If you say by the end of the month you're doing a test run, yes, test run could take 3 months, but if your test run becomes
sorry. Government has not said they are doing its test run.
No, I'm saying
that some people are speculating. That's what I said.
No, government says that they are launching it.
Yes. On the 27th.
But I'm saying that it's better to do a test run. Your test run is something. It's a new product. Mm-hmm. Why not do a test run? Why not put it out? Let's see how it works for the first 3 months. Then you know, say, okay, full implementation after 3 months. It will help people to understand what you're talking about and all of that. So I think it is necessary. Our lines are still open, 0700 903 903 903. 081 717 56338.
003 692 9933.
You can see, because Dilly has been called a guest. He doesn't want to do anything again. All right, so still, let's look more at this, the kind of synergy that the agencies are building. Where do you see this synergy taking us to in the industry?
Okay. Yes. I think a part of why the various unit heads and agency heads are moving about trying to synergize, to renew the collaboration amongst them is that it's also a fallout of this putting together this national single window thing. We are saying that in about 26 days they are all going to be engaged in this national single window. It's going to be deployed. If they are still engaged in the entire agency rivalry, and you are deploying a platform that all of them have to cooperate with each other, it means that the glitches we have will be worse than we can ever imagine. So they need to come together, and I think that's what they are doing. I'm only thinking that this is part of the reason why everybody's now saying, okay, let's talk, let's go and meet ourselves.
Yeah, because even with all the sensitization going on with respect to the national single window, I've not heard that the agencies have come together.
Yeah,
I've not heard, and it's very important.
Yeah, but that's why.
No, individually is different.
As in all of them coming together.
Yes, they need to come together under one roof so that they will understand. Because at the end of the day, you will see that once you implement this national single window, it means that you won't even have them carrying out examinations.
Yeah. Well, you see, and talking about this single window again, you know that in my other program, the TV version of this program, somebody, my guest said something that the shipping companies and the bonded and the terminal operators, they have also not been.
Nobody has talked to them.
Spoken to. And could you imagine that as at this last week, he was involved in the clearing of goods in the port, and one of the company that he was, the shipping company, he was saying, while they were still, instead of giving him the documents that what's it called, the DO or something like that, they were still waiting for authorization from their head office in China.
Oh, instead of to release the bill of lading.
Yes, that's after clearing was the DO. What's it called?
Okay, yeah, DO. Yes.
Yeah. So rather than releasing it, they said until they get clarification from their headquarters in China. They've written them a letter and they've now responded. Which means they are not even thinking about aligning with the national single window, which is coming up very soon.
I think that happens when the shipper has not fully paid the shipping line. Yes.
I'm talking about the freight forwarder here who's representing the shipper now, the importer.
You know,
he's the one that made the payment. It's just that these people, because the shipping companies also have terminals, or they align with the terminal operators. So, and the more you delay this thing, the more demurrage
continue to mount. Yes.
Yeah, so I think it's just a ploy. So with this national single window thing, this will be taken care of. But I think these people need to be educated. They need to be sensitized that they have to start doing it now. They don't have to wait on that day.
Hello, good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Hello, good afternoon, sir. My name is Andrew. I'm calling from Ididio, sir.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Mr. Andrew.
Bless you, sir.
Well, you said something how our people they travel out to other countries and what they copy them is a big thing. I just want to understand how is that they all the copy there is a big thing and they come back and they see they don't copy good things. But they are going there to do other things, doing their businesses and other things in that way. If those people were like that, can they be able to build their business or establish a business over there? So I just want to know. And most of our resources and other things they claim to, I think they are using. What is using the resources?
Hello. Yeah.
Well, let me reference to the politicians.
No, when we say that they copy the fake things, we say that the things they see when they come back to Nigeria, they don't implement the things
they've learned.
Yes, they just implement what they think. Okay, let me put it this way: Nigeria is the country where your leaders have never asked you, "What do you want?" Your leaders would rather give you what they think you want. And that is not how it works. Maybe a community doesn't need pipe-borne water. Boreholes. Maybe what they need is good road.
Or hospital.
Well, you now come and you give them a borehole, which they don't need. So that's what we're talking about. When we say they copy the wrong things, doesn't mean they don't know the right things, but they just give us the fake when they come to Nigeria.
There are messages coming in.
Hello, good afternoon. Please, your radio is disturbing us. All right. Okay.
Okay, can I read this message?
Go ahead.
This one says, it's from Charles from Okota. He says, good afternoon. Your program is quite educative and informative. Your wide coverage also inspires me to keep date with you. On the issue of the operators sensitizing the agents, I think this is so because long status quo where people rely so much on middlemen or agents because of bottlenecks involved in trade facilitation. I'm saying that most importers don't have time to engage the operators, hence preference to agents. Yes, of course. But they are also complaining that they have not been engaged in. They engage the agents who represent them to clear their goods. But they also need to be sensitized. Is
there another one?
This one, okay. No.
Okay, so when we talk about that, we are saying that our leaders can do better.
Okay.
To develop Nigeria is a collective effort. Yes, we need to embrace continuity. That's the way to drive a system. That's the way to develop a country. You can't come because you are elected as a governor, you abandon the projects initiated by your predecessor. It's not ideal. The ideal thing to do is to look at what your predecessor has done and add value to it. If you have started constructing a bridge, spend time finish the bridge. If you have started constructing quarters or houses for low-income earners in the country, complete it. But we don't get to have all of this. So that's why we say that what they give to us is adulterated and not what they should give to us. Yeah, Dilly.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that line of thoughts. Can we talk a little bit about this drug thing a little bit more? Because it's looking at the country. It's a young country in terms of the age of the people who are alive within the country. I think those who are below the age of 20 are more in number.
Yeah, hold on. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, sir. I call back.
Okay.
It's Andrew back, sir.
Okay.
I know now, if you talk about the thing, if you see the world today, the world is now more over technology and other things. And which what we need now, as of now. So as things is not going in that way, what do we do since they are not giving us what we want? Is it not better we stop and we look for another way of improving things or making things good for ourselves?
When you say stop, what do you mean by stop?
So we get people that can give us what we want, people that are capable, that can give us what we want. If what you cannot do is better you leave that thing and give it to other person that can do it.
Nigeria is a democratic country and we do things by voting. So go and get your PVC and get ready for 2027.
Exactly.
And the voting, when the voting, if you vote, you vote for good thing, you don't vote for something that will not work. You vote somebody in, and that person is not giving you what you don't want. Exactly, how can you do it?
You have to vote another after his tenure to vote another person. That he continue to do that. And now when you talk about doing the right thing, or you see, no society stops or you don't stop doing anything. You either progress or you retrogress. That's just the way it is. You do. I
know that as in the years of Nigeria, Nigeria is not progressing. Nigeria is
retrogressing.
It's progressing and it's thinking. It's thinking. The way we are thinking now, Nigeria is thinking. So it's not progressing at all. For 50-something years of Nigeria now, there's nothing can.
Even at that, there are lessons to be learned. Whether Nigeria is progressing or retrogressing, of course, you can't just say that Nigeria is retrogressing because there are so many aspects of our national lives that things are improving. But the thing is that the large chunk of the population are not feeling it. Those are probably
in what way? Is it in education? Let's talk about infrastructure. What way is that, sir? that is the Nigeria is progressing.
Okay, you said
Education.
we got our independence in 1960, have we? 60 to be 60, 65 years now.
Years of Nigeria. Yeah.
65
what
years.
is that thing? Is this education? Is this route? Is it hospital?
Hold on now. Yes.
All right, so while Dilly is answering, let me take you off the line so that other people can call in. Thank you so much, sir.
No, if you look at things holistically, we got our independence in 1960, and I'm sure there was no dual carriageway in the country at the time of independence, none whatsoever. And the very first dual carriageway we had was at Ibadan. Yeah, according to record history. Now, almost every big town in the country has a dual carriageway, expressway, like we call it.
Yes, hello, good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling from?
Good afternoon.
Afternoon, sir.
And your guest, Bob.
His name is...
My name is Dili Utomi.
Yes, you are in the hospital today. I can see how you found the whole question from through.
Who are we speaking to, please? Who's on the line?
This is Chief Justice from Okafo Badagry.
Okay, you're welcome to the program, sir. Your thoughts?
Yeah, like I've been listening to you, the maritime industry is a big industry for any country to rely on.
Yeah.
But the way I've been listening is like I politicize all the things we do in this country, Nigeria. And that is why we continue to discuss it as probably a solution to the people that are supposed to be heading the departments in that area of our economy. You see, government is all knowing. We are only, what this radio program is supposed to afford us is just a kind of, giving them more teeth to what they are doing already. But if you look at it holistically, it's like the National Civil Council, the Maritime Management, the other one, matter, and every other one of them are just there politically to make the nation, start the money, away from the real thing that is supposed to be done. We are not supposed to bring up this issue as a kind of finding solution. Customs is a worldwide organization. The thing they use in taxing, that is the tariff, is a harmonized system. But the problem we're facing is that when we come down to our own domestic codes, we high our tariff. Somebody called you, Utoni, to say that Nigeria is the only port that is much higher than any other port, either in West Africa or Africa. And you say you are going to investigate, because I wanted to tell you to do that for us. When we say we are building an economy, there is no way we would raise the tariff and it is so high. That is why you see Benin Republic is thriving, because the importers want where it will be cheaper for them, and then they find a way to bring in the goods. So the government as a whole is that politics has eroded and made us to overlook so many things that is supposed to benefit everybody. And that is where the problem lies.
All right, I'm running out of time. Please,
don't be annoyed. Look at the hierarchy in all these government offices. Does it mean that the extraction from the eastern region, let me put it holistically, because some of them don't even know what is happening to them. The eastern region, does it mean that we are not in this establishment? Look at the names that are being called. There's nobody from the eastern region that is part of this management level. What does it tell us?
All right.
We are not doing it wisely.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have yourself a lovely weekend.
Yeah, Denny, you're my guest for today, so let me have your final thoughts.
Maybe next week, if our guest doesn't show up, you'll be the guest. Okay, all right. My final thoughts.
Yeah, you were talking about drug.
Yes, I was talking about the drugs, the menace it's causing to our society. Nigeria is a young country in terms of the age of the people that are currently living within the country. We have more people below the age of 20 than you have people above 60 years. In fact, it's a young country. Probably about 60 to 75% of the people are below the age of 50 years. So, and of 40 years. And you find out also that the people who are mainly touched by the menace of drugs are these young people. When you go out in the streets, I was walking around the port yesterday, 2 days ago. I saw 1 or 2 young men sitting on a place, and his head was almost touching the ground. I mean, he was in a zombie-like posture. Yeah. He was sitting down, but his head...
It was already high.
Oh my goodness. I shook my head as I was passing by. What is causing us in terms of the public health, in terms of the drain on our economy, in terms of what is also denies us, in terms of resources, it denies us. It's so humongous. We do not know what we are doing to ourselves. Like I said before, all hands it needs to be on deck to sensitize people to stay away from these drugs and to punish those who keep bringing these things into the country so that there can be deterrent.
All right. Thank you so much, my host, my guest.
Host.
You raised a very pertinent issue talking about the menace of drug abuse and all of that. My position is simple. Let us have laws that, deals decisively with anybody caught importing drugs or carrying drugs into this country. There must be, first of all, if you don't bring it in, people will not want it. Mm-hmm. So let us cut short the life of those who bring it in. Maybe we need to apply like
the Chinese rule.
Yeah, we need to, because it's creating havoc. It's creating a lot of issues.
And sorry, I forgot to add. You know why China came to that? They had they had a history, the opium crisis.
Opium.
Yeah, many years back, about a century ago. And they affected a large portion of their population, and they learned from it and they fought against it.
All right, so
go that route
it's been Maritime and Border Show, and my guest today, who's also my co-host, is
my name is Dili Utomi. We need to see you again. Have you listen to us again next week. Have yourself a lovely week ahead.
Yes, it's interactive. It's educative. Don't forget, this program is open to sponsorship.
Yeah.
Yes, it is open to sponsorship. And you can reach us on 081-2111-8789
and 0802-7590-195.
Do have a wonderful Sunday. God bless you.